House will not pass more stopgap spending bills to avert a potential government shutdown. That's according to Representative Tom Emmer of Minnesota this week. For more on what this could mean for future shutdowns, we've got Yahoo Finance's reporter Rick Newman. Rick, what do we need to know about these developments overnight from D.C. here?
Well, when he talks about a stopgap funding bill, that's these temporary funding bills because Congress cannot just come up with what they're supposed to do is pass these annual spending bills, the funding bills for each department of the federal government. And they've just gotten far away from that during recent years. The practice has been they can't agree on what should be in the big spending bills for each department. So sometimes it's what they call an omnibus bill, which is a gigantic spending bill that has everything under the sun in it. And nobody really knows what that is because they don't have time to look at. So it's all larded up. Or they just keep passing these short-term spending bills. Here's the money for a couple of months. So the Republicans who are now in charge of the House, when they gained control this year, they said, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to bring back regular spending habits, and we're going to create the proper order here. And big surprise, they have not been able to do that. So what Tom Emmer is saying is we're facing this new deadline when the temporary spending runs out. There are two deadlines, March 1st and March 8th. And what we are going to do is we're really going to fund the government this time. But the flip side of that is if they don't, and they don't do another temporary spending bill, then we are in a government shutdown scenario. And where are the members of the House right now? They're on leave. So I'm sure all Americans can relate to this. When you have a huge project due at work, the natural thing is everybody leaves town for 2 weeks. That is what Congress has done. And they're going to come back 2 days before the first expiration of that spending level.
So, Rick, being with that crunch in the calendar, then, what are some viable alternatives other than this, then, other than a shutdown?
Well, they could. I mean, it's possible they could come up with a permanent spending bill. But I mean, this is how ridiculous this is. The government's fiscal year starts on October 1st. So by the time we get to March 1st, we're already going to be halfway through the fiscal year. And so if they do pass a permanent spending bill, it's only going to be for 6 months, and then we're going to be back where we are again on October 1st. So, so the members have left. I guess the staff that writes these bills is still working. So while the members are away on vacation or talking to constituents or wherever they are, there will be some people still working, but they're not the ones who sign on the dotted line. So I guess the options are government shutdown, which is, just as a loser politically, it's a loser. It's just dumb. Nobody likes it. Voters hate it. And it's the opposite of the order the Republicans said they were going to reinstate. Or they could, maybe Tom Emmer is wrong, and we just do end up with more temporary spending bills.
And of course, if they do extend that to that extra 6 months, pushing us right up against the election, certainly something that no one wants to have hanging over them heading into election season. Appreciate you, as always, our very own Rick Newman.
You guys.